Thanks, Ryan. On today's session, we will cover monthly investor reporting, specifically RFS monthly reporting of pool and loan data, RFS exception feedback, and an overview of reporting workflow. Uh, I will now go ahead and hand it over to Steve Audi with VDev to kick off today's training.
Thanks, Krista. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday session. Today's presenters are myself, Debbie Bowles, and Melanie Burton. A little introduction is needed here for myself, as I was not on Monday's session. My name is Steve Audi, and I've been on the Ginnie Mae team since about 2004, at the inception of RFS. My focus with Ginnie Mae is on the MBS program, with software implementation and with the aggregate disclosure of issuer reported data, also known as data disclosure. All right. Now you can see the box in front of you, and as we just learned, you can use the annotation tool here and click the T for text and type on the whiteboard any takeaways that you had from Monday's session. These could be unresolved questions, important things that you learned or that you thought were focuses from Monday's session. I saw somebody put up e-notes. Very good. Reporting deadlines. Excellent. When in doubt, it's 7 p.m. on the second business day. Very good. Pre-collection notices are very, very important. Second business day, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Good. Any questions, any unresolved items from Monday that anyone has, or other takeaways? Prepayment penalties preferred on second. Okay. Good. This is all good. I'll give it another few seconds here. Some e-notes are overwritten, like commitment authority. Good. Check e-notes. Very good. Now I'm sad I missed Monday's session. There's a lot of good information there. All right. If we could capture the comments that were identified here, we will move on to today's session. I'll turn it over now to Debbie.
All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. In session 1, Christy covered the issuer's primary responsibilities and sub-servicing partnerships. I covered resources and reference documentation available to issuers on the Ginnie Mae website and touched on some of the Ginnie Mae terms. Christy covered the monthly reporting deadline, including the major deadlines for missing pool and loan data and when critical alerts must be cleared. And Melanie explained in detail the e-notification process. Today, we're going to focus on the 3 bolded modules on the slide. We'll dive right into RFS monthly reporting of pool and loan data. In this module, we'll explain the 4 types of RFS records, how to edit the records appropriately, define which calculations RFS performs, and distinguish which fields issuers are responsible for reporting and editing. It's very important that 100% of pool and loan data be reported by 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the second business day in RFS. Also, critical exceptions must be cleared by 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the fourth business day. The best way to know how 100% of pool and loan data is reported on the second business day is to view the summary screen and ensure that the reported loans and pool balance to the expected loans and pools. Also, you should view the exception tab and ensure there are no outstanding RFS 111 missing pool exceptions and no outstanding RFS 204 missing loan exceptions. I will now turn it back over to Steve.
Thanks, Debbie. All right. Now we're going to cover the 4 types of RFS records that are available in the reporting and feedback system. They are pool, loan, sensitive, and various. The next set of slides will cover each of these. We'll give a few slides for each one of the records. Ginnie Mae MBS Guide Appendix VI 19, which Debbie alluded to on Monday, gives a full description of each record. Appendix VI 19 can be found on the Ginnie Mae website, and also you can see here on the link provided at the bottom of this slide. We recommend that you have ready access to VI 19 on a regular basis. I keep a copy on my desktop, the soft copy, and then I keep a hard copy at my desk as well, always referring to this. So that's kind of a good best practice. The pool record, the P pool record, contains data elements related to the Ginnie Mae pool, and this is a required record each month. One record for each pool, and if you have 10 active pools, then your RFS file should have 10 pool records. The information in the P record represents the monthly cumulative pool status as of your Ginnie Mae cutoff date. The P record includes unscheduled principal, which is liquidations, payoffs, buyouts, and loss mitigation, just to name a few. Curtailments, adjustments, and claim funds are also considered to be unscheduled principal. These funds roll, so to speak, into the pool record from the loan record and reduces the security RPB. Page 7 of Appendix VI 19 displays the P record. At the very bottom of this screen is a sample P record that you can see. It's a string of text with specific start and end points for each of the fields on the P record. Please note that some of the fields are signed fields with either a plus or a minus. All right, important RFS calculations. On the pool record, the 7 below fields are calculated for purposes of editing, for loan and pool accounting, and for 11710A pool summary data. The security RPB is reported by the issuer. The 7 fields calculated by RFS are not reported by the issuer, and not reported by the issuer are opening security RPB, scheduled principal, interest due security holder, cash due security holder, the calculated closing security balance, the G fee, guarantee fee, and the liquidation in full FIC. Issuers report adjustments to FIC and closing FIC. RFS calculates and compares the adjustment and closing FIC behind the scenes. All right, now let's all participate here and raise your hand if you are familiar with the 11710A. This is the hand notation. Very good. All right, I see a lot of hands raised. Excellent. Very important. All right, you can clear the hands now. The pool record has a total of 25 fields. This slide shows fields 1 through 9. The pool record will always begin with a P. The two fields that generate the most exceptions in RFS are bolded. This is the adjust FIC and the pool FIC. The pool FIC must agree to the cumulative active loan FIC for the reporting period. Moving on to fields 10 through 17. The final security RPB is the value that RFS releases to the CPTA after 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the 4th business day. Please note that fields 14 and 15 only appear to multifamily pools. That's the replacement reserve and construction loan principal balance. This slide shows fields 18 through 25, which is the end of the pool record. Note that fields 20 through 23 only apply to multifamily. So these are your account numbers and your bank IDs for the replacement reserve and construction loan principal accounts. All right, that concludes the P record. We'll move on to the loan record. The loan record contains data elements related to active loans within a Ginnie Mae pool and is required each month. One record reports one loan. The information in the loan record represents the monthly cumulative loan status as of your Ginnie Mae cutoff date. The L record includes reporting liquidations on a loan within a reporting period. The ULID, the unique loan ID, is assigned by Ginnie Mae and needs to be input into your servicing system for reporting to RFS. The ULID are posted in an e-notification as a text file, which was discussed on Monday during the e-notification section. Page 12 of Appendix VI-19 displays the L record layout. At the bottom of this screen, you'll see a sample of an L record. Always begins with an L. It's a string of text with specific start and end points for each field within the loan record. Okay, here are fields 1 through 8. The loan record has a total of 29 fields. The loan record always begins with the letter L. The three fields that generate the most exceptions, case number, first payment date, and loan maturity date, are bolded. And they should all match the reported values on the 11706. The case number layout for each agency can be found in APM 02-17. It gives the breakdown of how each agency case number should be reported. The first payment date and loan maturity date have different reporting requirements for modified loans. So you can see in the description field, they talk about how to report for modified loans. All right, next slide shows fields 9 through 15. Note here that the loan OPB must agree to the original note, even if the loan has been modified. You see that bolded here. The last installment pay date should be reported when a full P&I payment has been received. Okay, so you can read that full note there. But when a full payment has been received, then a last installed pay date must be reported. All right, moving on, fields 16 through 21. All collections of interest and principal should be reported in 18 and 19 each month when collected within the reporting cycle. If you collect more than one payment within the reporting cycle, the total must be reported in 18 and 19. Curtailments are any additional dollar amounts above an installment interest and principal. All right, this shows field 22 through 29, which these are at the end of the loan record. Note in red there, the construction draws must be reported in the net adjust UPB field. The loan UPB must be reported. That's field 23, even if the loan is being liquidated. The liquidation information is in fields 24 through 28, and 29 is not required for multifamily loans. Okay, so that wraps up our loan record. We'll have a chance later for any questions on the pool, loan sensitive, and various. Moving on now to the sensitive loan record. The sensitive record contains static information, which was reported at pool and loan origination. Issuers should only have to report sensitive record data if they need to change incorrect or incomplete data. So most times your sensitive information will not change. So it's static information. Very few multifamily issuers will need to change data on the sensitive record. Page 20 of Appendix VI-19 displays the S record, and we'll look at some of those fields now. All right, this slide shows the fields 1 through 10. The name of the organization should be reported in field 9, borrower last name. So for multifamily, we don't have a separate field for organization. So you put your organization information in the last name 1 field, field 9. For fields 11 through 21, multifamily issuers should not report any data in these fields. This record is a multi-use record for single family and multi-family, and because you don't need multiple organizations, there's no point to report any of these fields. All right, moving on now to the various loan record. The various loan record also contains static data. This record should only be reported if there's a change to data that was initially submitted on the HUD 11706 Schedule of Pool Mortgages. Very similar to the sensitive record, but there are a few differences. There are 25 fields on the various loan record. Multifamily issuers only report 4 data fields: the loan to value, the debt service ratio, the MIN, the MERS MIN, and the MERS MOM fields. Page 23 of Appendix VI 19 displays the V record. Please raise your hand if you have worked with the various suspense or various loan record in multifamily. Okay, not surprisingly, there aren't that many with only 4 fields and a static information. It's not likely that I'll have that many hands up. Very good. Thank you for your input there. And you can please clear the hands. All right. On the various loan record, we use an asterisk. Actually, we use that superscript 1 to indicate fields that are controlled fields. Now we'll see this throughout the next set of various slides, but the controlled fields are very important because if they change from the original value, a various suspense will occur. Field 5, loan to value, is a controlled field and is reported for multifamily. Also note field 7, the debt service ratio only applies to multifamily. Okay, fields 9 through 14. You'll note here that field 10 is the MERS field, and the field 11 is the MERS MOM, the original mortgagee field. So those are both multifamily fields. This slide shows fields 15 through 20. None of the fields in this slide are required by multifamily. They don't apply. The same with fields 21 through 25. They are not applicable to multifamily. A little more on how the various suspense process works. On slide 21 or 24, I mentioned the V record is not submitted unless you need to change data from data that was reported at pool delivery. RFS is updated and captures the information reported at pool delivery Any changes from those values are considered suspense or suspended. The various layout in Appendix VI-19 does show the control fields identified by that superscript 1 in the field name. The issuer is notified by RFS in RFS by e-notification if an issuer has a suspended V record. RFS operation contacts issuers to provide instructions by emailing Ginnie Mae Various at Deloitte.com to resolve those suspense items. And all that happens by the 20th calendar day. Okay, thankfully there's not a lot of suspense for multifamily, not a lot of various suspense, that is. So this is minimized for multifamily. All right, now using the annotation tool, we'll do a little quiz here. Place a sticker, any kind of sticker, on the record that applies to each of these situations. So the first one contains static information. Go ahead and place a sticker on which record is static information. I can see people trying to figure out what color they're going to use, what symbol. All right, let's have a full set of participation here. I see a lot of voting. Okay. The answer here is twofold. Sensitive and various are both static information. So the notations on those are correct. The pool and loan are not static. They change each month based on the activity. All right, next, put a sticker on the record that includes unscheduled principal. Okay, very good, very good. Somebody found the scribble tool. Okay, great voting. The answer here is twofold as well. Loan and pool records both includes unscheduled principal fields. Next, only reported if there's a change to the data that was initially submitted on Form 11706. All right, good voting. The correct answer here is the various loan record. So we covered that in the various loan record section. And lastly, the question here is what represents the end of reporting period status of the loan? Good voting. All right, I'm glad to see there are no votes on sensitive or various. The correct answer here is the loan record. And now I will turn it over to Debbie.
All right, thank you. In this module, we'll define common exception messages and summarization alerts, explain how to navigate the exception feedback summary screen, and list steps on how to download your exception feedback CSV file. RFS is the reporting and feedback system. Both pool and loan level information may be entered online in RFS, or a file may be uploaded. Any information input into RFS is subject to editing. This upload exception feedback is provided for any files that are accepted and can be viewed on the functional acknowledgement screen in RFS and also within e-notification. This is the initial edit process. Data uploaded or entered manually online will be processed by RFS and will be summarized only if 90% of data has been reported and/or accepted. The summarize process performs the accounting calculations for the pools and loans within the issuer's portfolio. Summarization occurs automatically when the issuer has reported 90% of the pool and loan data. Also, there's a nightly bulk summarization for all issuers meeting the 90% criteria to include any data manually entered online in RFS. If 90% data was not accepted and the summarization process was not completed, the summary screen will not display correct values. The issuer should review their exception feedback first, navigate in MGM to exception feedback, which is PAEF, then the summary screen. This provides a snapshot of the monthly reporting activity and total number of outstanding exceptions. Then click on the Exceptions tab at the top of the screen to display a snapshot of outstanding exceptions. By clicking the Download tab and clicking Download Exceptions, this will download a full list of outstanding exceptions as a CSV file. And best practice would be to save this download of exceptions daily. Summarization performs important calculations in RFS, which include the number of pools expected and number of pools reported by the issuer, number of loans expected, and number of loans reported by the issuer. Loan level delinquency is based on the current reporting period from field 3 of the file header record and last installment paid date from field 12 of the loan record. The pool FIC is compared to the loan level reported FIC and the principal and interest collected, which is summarized from the loan level. Summarization generates exceptions when inconsistencies exist between pool and loan level reporting and occurs when 90% of data is reported. As a reminder, there's a nightly bulk summarization for all issuers that have reported at least 90% of their pool loan data. This slide shows a snippet of Appendix 6-19 with possible exception messages for each field. And if you would turn on the annotation tool, please. Using the annotation tool, place a sticker on the RFS 111 exception. An E-level RFS 111 exception explains there is no activity reported for the current reporting period, which means this pool is missing. This exception would display on the pull screen in RFS and would appear on the exception download CSV file. To fix the RFS 111 exception, the pull would have to be manually entered into RFS on the pull screen, or a file would have to be uploaded that included the missing pull. Also, summarization alerts are italicized in Appendix 6-19 and only appear in RFS once 90% of the issuer's data is reported in RFS. And great, we got all sorts of stickers on the RFS 111. All right. Thank you. Page 1 and 5 of Appendix 6-19 explains the severity level of exceptions. If you receive an error or E-level exceptions, then your record did not load into RFS. E-level exceptions can occur on any of the 4 types of records, which are pool, loan, sensitive, and various. The ERFS 111 missing pull exception must be cleared by 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the second business day. Other outstanding E-level exceptions are expected to be cleared by 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the fourth business day. Critical or C-level exceptions are related to remittance and/or disclosure data. These only occur to pool and loan level reporting. The C-level RFS 204 missing loan exceptions must be cleared by 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the second business day. Other outstanding C-level exceptions are expected to be cleared by 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the fourth business day. High or H-level exceptions are related to pool and/or loan level reporting. Medium or M-level exceptions are related to loan matching and/or suspense. Low or L-level exceptions may occur on any of the information on the 4 types of records. And if you'd please turn on the annotation tool again. Using the annotation tool, please place a sticker on the critical severity level. The error and critical exceptions should be cleared either the second or fourth business day, and the high, medium, and low exceptions should be addressed by the 10th business day. Yay, that looks good. Okay, if we could clear the stickers, please. To access the summary screen in RFS, log in to My Jenny May, click on Tools, and then click on PAEF for the exception feedback module. The exception feedback summary screen is displayed. This screen shows a roll-up of all the pool and loan level information that has been accepted from file upload or manual entry for the current month. Note, the drop-down box will display the current report period and 17 months of prior data. You may only update data for the current month. If you are missing current data, this is where you would find a difference in the reported versus the expected loans and pools. On this particular issuer, there are 38 reported loans and 42 expected loans. Therefore, this issuer is missing 4 loans. There are 41 reported pools and 42 expected pools on the bottom half of the screen. Therefore, this issuer is missing 1 pool. If you could turn on the annotation tool again, please. And please indicate where on the screen you can see the number of outstanding exceptions. There we go. Exactly. Here. I love it. All right. Perfect. Yes, there are 23 outstanding pool exceptions and 11 outstanding loan exceptions. And a quick story, an issuer contacted Jenny Mae Issuer Support stating that she received a call from the investor concerning delinquent loans. Issuer stated they did not have any delinquent loans. We researched the report data in RFS and determined these loans were not delinquent. The issuer reported the current month payment but did not report the correct last installment paid date in RFS. We viewed the RFS summary screen and there were 12 loans delinquent 1 month based on the last installment paid date. This is why you should compare the data on the RFS summary screen to your internal servicing system as soon as possible. Here is the exception feedback tab, which displays the outstanding exceptions. If you were missing pools or loans, this is where you would see the count of the missing RFS 111 pool exception, which is 1, and outstanding 3 missing loan RFS 204 exceptions. If you remember from the RFS summary screen, which was the prior slide, there were 4 loans missing. This exception feedback screen only shows 3 loans missing. This difference in the missing loan count occurs when a pool has not been reported. Once the pool is reported, the RFS 204 exception will generate. Also, this particular issuer has other outstanding exceptions which will need to be worked as well. There are 2 ways to receive your pool and loan level exceptions. Issuers may go to the Exceptions tab from the Exceptions Feedback module in RFS and click the blue link to view them through the Exceptions tab. Or the issuer may download a CSV file. Downloading the full list of exceptions is recommended. And if you can please turn on the annotation tool. And can you please place a sticker on which of the 2 options you use or you will use most frequently to view exceptions? Oh, good. We have a variety. All right. Both are being used. That's great. Okay, and if you can clear the stickers, please. To download exceptions into a CSV file, navigate to the Exception Feedback module and click the Download tab. Then click on the Download Exceptions in the dark blue bar. To download a list of all of your outstanding exceptions, click the Download button at the bottom of the screen. Also, if your organization is a subservicer, you can check the Download Subserviced Issuer box on the right side of the page to download all active exceptions for all of the issuers you subservice for. After clicking the Download button at the bottom of the previous slide, the instructions page will display. Follow the instructions by right-clicking on the Download Exception CSV file. If you select the Open a New Window option, that is the box on the right bottom corner of the screen. The CSV file opens and will display all of your outstanding exceptions. Please save this file as Excel. After clearing any exceptions, issuers should always save and summarize the pool activity record by clicking the Save and Summarize Pool button at the bottom of the pool screen. And that truly is very crucial. If you have reported or updated a loan record, the calculated pool security RPB may change and create a new exceptions after the nightly bulk summarization. And here's another story we have. On the third business day, if an issuer liquidates a loan and does not save and sum the pool, then on the morning of the fourth business day, that issuer will have multiple critical alerts on the pool record. Then the issuer will need to clear the critical exceptions prior to 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the fourth business day. And if we can post the first polling question, please. How are summarization alerts identified in Appendix 619 Report of Pool and Loan Data? And let's see if we can get a lot of people answering the poll question too here. Nothing like a pop quiz, huh? All right. And we can end the poll on the first one here. And the answer is B. Exception message is printed in italicized text. All right, if we could go to the second polling question. What percent of data must load for summarization to occur? All right, let's see if we can get a few more to answer here. All right, the answer is D, 90% of accepted data. All right, thank you. And we're going to take a 5-minute break and then reconvene to continue training, which Steve will be presenting. So thank you. We'll start the 5-minute clock and see you all back here.
All right. That was a good 5-minute break. I think we will begin again. Before I get started, I want to direct your attention to the group chat. There was a very good question by Bhavna Patel that you could see there at 10:33, and Christina had a very good response to Bhavna at 10:37. So if you take a look at that, that's I think that'll be helpful for everyone there. All right. Getting back into the content now. Now we're going to be taking a look at the overview of reporting workflow. In this module, we'll talk about the different ways to submit data, the requirements for reporting data, and how to report the corrections, and then how to confirm that your file was successfully sent and uploaded. We did touch base on this earlier in the presentation. But these are really the method in which you're going to be reporting, and rather than the actual records themselves. This touches on how to report. Okay, the issuers can submit data online through the RFS activity screens. You can also upload a file using the file upload function within RFS, and you can also use a secure file transfer protocol. The last one of those there is a secure channel, which allows the issuer to coordinate with Ginnie Mae and BNY. You have to set that up ahead of time to have a secure FTP channel set up. You can see the size capabilities for each one of those. Online is loan by loan, pool by pool. A file upload should be performed if the file is 175 megabytes or less. And then if you have very large files, you may want to go secure FTP. All ways will allow data to arrive to RFS. What I'd like you to do now is put a sticker on the option that you use the most to submit your multifamily data to Ginnie Mae. Are you doing data entry? Are you doing file upload or a secure FTP? Let's just get a sample here of what everybody uses. Please set up the annotation tool so that we could get the voting. Okay. We must not have that annotation tool ready now. So we'll move on, but there we go. Thank you. Now you can start your voting here on which method you use. Oh, very good. Loan by loan, pool by pool, online entry is difficult if you have a large portfolio. There we go. File upload it looks like it's the predominant way. Very good. Thanks so much. All right. Now, when you submit, RFS doesn't distinguish between an original file and a correction file. All the files that get submitted use the same file format. So this is the P, the L, the S, and the V. Once RFS receives a file and is processed, the data that is submitted is incorporated into the previous data that was submitted. So if you have 3 different files, the first file is processed, the second file is processed, and then the third is processed. Data cannot be reversed or backed out. So if you have, once the file is accepted, if you have a change or a correction that needs to be made, a new submission needs to be sent with the corrected data in there. Okay, that's that last record in becomes the data of record for the report period. Okay, now viewing the functional acknowledgments. RFS provides information to you on your file submission. You can receive a functional acknowledgement with an A for accept or an R for reject. This indicates whether or not the file that you submitted was accepted or it had problems and it was rejected. What you see here are the two different access points to acquire the information on functional acknowledgments. You can get those via eNote, and you can get those in Pool Accounting Exception Feedback download. We're going to look a little bit at the functional acknowledgement accepts and rejects to really have a better feel of what those are. Files can reject due to lots of different situations. Most common is the length of the record is incorrect or the file name is incorrect. So just because you upload a file, don't assume that it was received without issue. Verify using that functional acknowledgement.
And Steve, it looks like we had a question come in that was asked, so the new file overwrites the previous reporting file upload?
Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, I see that. That is correct. That your second file is additional information to your original file. So, for an example, if you have 100 pools and 150 loans, if you report all 100 and all 150 in your first submission, and then you do the same in your second submission with different data, then the reporting on that second file does replace the information on that first file. So yes. You're welcome. Thank you, Bhavda. All right. I'd like to get a sense of which one you use the most of these two ways of viewing your functional acknowledgments. So if we could have the annotation tool, just put a sticker on your method. And I have, I think, 44 participants here, so let's see, 44 stickers. Okay, good. Both methods are effective, and it's good that you if you haven't used the other one, you should check out the other one so that you could see your functional acknowledgments in both methods. All right, you can clear the stickers now. Thank you for your participation, everyone. All right. In order to view a functional acknowledgement in RFS, once you log on to MGM, you just click on Tools and go to PAEF. Then once you're in PAEF, you see that at the top. There's a download button the fourth one there in red. You click that. Okay. And here it shows the downloads that are available. Now you'll notice when you're looking at your downloads, you're in the exception feedback download screen. You can see across the top in the blue, there are multiple different types of downloads that you can look at. In order to see the functional acknowledgments, that is the issuer FA list, that first one there. Okay, and for the current period will always show, and you could see the files that have been submitted for that period. They're listed in order there. You can see the receipt date, the file information, the pool and loan count, and the A or R status, the last column, accepted or rejected. You can see here the issuer submitted 3 files. 2 of them were rejected. Notice that they were the first 2 based on the receipt date, the first file, second file, third file, and the third one was accepted. So to view the reason the file was rejected, you place your cursor on the file name that you want to review on the far left of the screen, and then you click it. And so you click that file name with the first file, and then that'll take you to the information for that. What that looks like, this one shows a file that was accepted. Okay, so this is that third file. All right, and this shows the detail. You can see at the far right of the screen, the file was accepted. That upper right arrow. And then at the bottom, you could see that it includes the number of records for each of the file types that you submitted in your submission. So in this example, you have 41 pools, 41 loans, 0 sensitive, and 0 various. All right. That's an example of an accepted file. Now we'll take a look at an example of a rejected file. So included here are the reason the file was rejected. That's that left red arrow. The file name format was incorrect. Okay, and in order to see the correct formatting, you should go to VI 19, which does explain the file naming convention for each of the files that should be submitted. And you can see that right arrow does show the file accept reject as R. So when a file is rejected, you should go back and look at the file, the issue that's been identified, and then resubmit a new file. Okay, the information at the top of this slide is from e-notification. This is how you view your functional acknowledgments in e-notifications. We saw that this issuer submitted 3 files previously. The e-notification is showing 3 pool accounting functional acknowledgments, 1 for each file. Okay, if you open each FA in the order received, it'll show that the issuer has 2 files that rejected and 1 that was accepted. The FA from the e-note does not display the reason that the file was rejected, though. You'll need to review the RFS download screen and open the file as we just showed to read the reject message. Okay. All right, I will now turn it over to Debbie to go over some of the activity screens.
All right, thank you, Steve. To access the pool and loan screens, you'll need to select PAMF. This opens the screen where you have several options: pool record, loan record, quarterly verification, prepayment penalty, and each module has a user guide. So let's review the pool record. Raise your hand if you have noticed the little plus sign on the bottom left. Oh, great. Lots of hands are going up. Terrific. When you view the pool screen, there are several links to additional data. All the links have a red box for this presentation only. Near the top of the screen, you can view the RFS 11710A. If you scroll down the screen and look at the bottom left, there is a link to custodial bank information and pool transfer history. At the bottom of the screen is one of the most important items on the screen, the Save and Summarize button. Please remember to select Save and Sum after entering pool and loan data. When you select Custodial Bank, the screen displays the information reported on the pool record, bank account, and ABA number. The ABA field is also used in the custodial account verification process. If you select Pool Transfer History, the screen displays the date the pool was issued and if there is any pool transfer history. We have received positive feedback from several issuers stating the pool transfer history screen has helped them when researching pool issues. Let's look at the data you will see when you select View 11710A. The data on the 11710A is from the issuer reported pool and loan records along with RFS calculated values and information reported at origination. Issuers are required to generate and maintain an 11710A each month. The RFS 11710A is not considered a substitute for system-generated forms. We have split the form into two slides. Section 1 is the loan information, collections, prepaid, and delinquent amounts and delinquencies. Reported loan data rolls to Section 1. Delinquent info is calculated from the last installment date reported at loan level. If you ever have a discrepancy between in-house data and RFS summary, you can download all 11710A and review each pool in an Excel file. Section 2 is a combination of reported loan data, calculated data from pool record, and origination data. Additional principal, liquidations, and other adjustments roll from the reported loan information. Section 3 includes the reported security balance as reported on the pool record. Section 4 shows calculated guarantee fee, and Section 5 is bank account information. At the very bottom of the screen, in the red box, there's a link to return to the pool record. This is another enhancement which we've received positive feedback from issuers. And I will turn it over to Melanie now.
Thank you, Debbie. Okay, let's review the loan activity screen. Within the loan record, in the toolbar, you'll notice links to access the loan list, the pool list, edit construction, edit project, and liquidate loan. The top half of the screen is the information regarding when the pool was originated. Loan OPB, amount securitized, interest rate, and other origination data is all listed here. Also listed, you'll notice the case number, the issuer loan ID, company name, and address. The bottom half of the screen shows you the loan activity. It displays current month collections, last paid installment data, and ending or closing balance of the loan. At the very bottom of the screen, you'll notice the Save button. It's very important. Anytime you update and save the loan record, please remember to also go to the pool record and save some. By saving and summarizing the pool, this will cause the loan level unscheduled principal and/or your liquidations to move from the loan record to the pool record. At the bottom of the left is a link to the project loan various data fields. Okay, here are the 4 fields for multifamily various data. If you have reported various data for the project loan, here is where you can review the data by selecting that link on the far left. You may also view this screen should you have suspended various data. Okay, so to liquidate a loan in RFS, within the loan screen, you'll click on the Liquidate Loan link in the dark blue toolbar. Under Liquidation Activity during reporting period, on the lower left-hand side, you will input the last installment date. You'll select one of the 6 removal reasons from the drop-down box and enter the actual removal date. Okay, on the right hand of the screen, you'll enter the liquidation interest and the liquidation principal. Once you enter that liquidation principal, the liquidation balance will auto-populate as RFS takes the opening UPB and subtracts the liquidation principal. Okay, again, make sure you save at the bottom of the Liquidate Loan screen. Then you'll navigate to the Pool screen and click the Save and Summarize Pool button. By saving and summarizing the pool, RFS moves the liquidations in full FIC and the liquidation balance over to the Liquidations field on the pool screen. This process also allows the issuer to pass through the liquidation funds to security holders. This process also lowers the RPB of the pool for the current reporting month. Using a thumbs up or the thumbs down, please give me a thumbs up if there are 6 valid Ginnie Mae removal reasons. Give me a thumbs down if there are not 6 valid removal reason codes. Thank you, Bhavna. Let's see. Okay, great. Oh, I see one thumbs down. Oh, I see a couple thumbs down. Okay, so we're talking multifamily pools. Thank you for the thumbs up. 6 is correct. For multifamily pools, there are 6 valid Ginnie Mae removal reasons. Please clear the thumbs. Okay, so you may wonder how the liquidation interest and principal are calculated on the Liquidate Loan screen. Here is a sample liquidation amortization schedule. All Ginnie Mae MBS loans are scheduled, meaning the issuer must pass through scheduled interest and scheduled principal, regardless if you collect the payment or not. All liquidated loans are amortized 1 month greater than the current reporting period. Okay. This reduces the liquidation principal balance by the scheduled principal, which is included on the pool record. The total interest due and the total principal remitted totals at the bottom of the liquidation record are essential for the liquidate loan screen in RFS. The MBS guide requires that issuers maintain a liquidation schedule, also known as the 11710E, for each loan that is removed for a pool. This is for audit purposes. Most servicing systems will complete a similar liquidation report like the one you see displayed here. But if your system does not generate a liquidation report, you should manually complete one for the liquidation during the reporting month. Okay, and as a reminder, in 2020, there was an RFS enhancement that gives issuers the opportunity to download a liquidation report to assist them in balancing their loan removals. The liquidation report is available in the PAEF exception pool accounting exception feedback within the download tab. Okay, I will now turn it over to Debbie.
All right, thank you, Melanie. Please raise your hand if you use the pull list function. Yay, there's quite a few hands going up. All right, perfect. Okay, we can clear the hands. Issuers are able to view each pool number, pool type, and pool status and loan count. You can access the list when the pool record by selecting Pool List. Please enter your lowest numeric pool number so the complete list will show. If you only gave alphanumeric pool numbers, enter the lowest starting with A. You can select or click on Pool Status to view the pool record. To view the loan record, click on the pool number. You can view the loan list when in the loan record by selecting Loan List. You'll need to enter the pool number to retrieve the loan numbers. You can select or click on ULID to view the loan record. This screen shows...
There is a question from Mary Beth in the chat.
Wasn't there a new 11708 recently distributed that now reflects 7 reasons for removal?
And yes, Mary Beth, there was with a recent APM for additional data elements. However, that has not been placed into production yet. And also the 7th reason will only be applicable to single family, not to multifamily. So thank you very much for asking.
Yeah, thank you very much, Christy. All right. Yeah, that was a great question. So now on this screen, and this screen shows an active multifamily pool loan list. I picked a pool that had 5 loans to show you a good example of a loan list. Click the unique loan ID to view record. The pool activity screen contains fields the issuers report. These are fields that are moved or rolled to the pool record from reported loan activity and system calculated fields. The fields or sections in the red box are reported by the issuer. This also includes the RPB adjustment. Always remember to report the T&I, P&I, and replacement reserve funds you are holding. If funds for the loan payment were collected from the borrower, you should be reporting a servicing fee. As always, save and summarize the report data. The loan screen captures individual loan activity. This screen reports collections, reversals, or adjustments. It was mentioned earlier the reported LPI date determines if the loan will calculate as delinquent. The calculation is not determined on the ending loan balance. We have the red box around the various link and also the Save and Sum button, or the Save button. Please remember to save your data. We have mentioned several times to ensure you save all loan records after any change and save some pull records after any pull or loan change or correction. We had a multifamily issuer that manually corrected over 100 pull and loan exceptions. The issuer saved but did not summarize the pull record. They were very lucky this was on the 3rd business day and they had time to correct the data. Another important enhancement was merging the separate save and summarize function on the pull record. Again, the feedback we received from issuers has been very positive. I've mentioned enhancements several times already. Some additional enhancements are on the download screen, all liquidations for 1 month or more, RFS summary, and 11710A. There's also a download function for subservicers for exceptions. You have the ability to download one file for all issuers you subservice. Pool transfers was identified as one of the hot topics. You can review your bank account data, ABA account number, after a pool transfer to ensure accuracy by downloading the 11710As. If you have used any of these downloads, please place a sticker on the function you've used. Place it on the 1, 2, 3, or 4 line. Yeah, if we could turn the annotation tool on, please. Awesome. Again, we have a wide variety. All of them are being used. This is great. All right. We can clear the stickers now. And I will now turn it over to Melanie.
Okay, thank you, Debbie. Okay, well, now let's review examples of reporting, pull, and loan data. Okay, so if you have a non-amortizing PN pool, this slide here shows you how to report the first month in RFS. So first, the opening FIC should be 0. The adjustment to FIC must match the loan level FIC and must be entered as a positive number. The closing FIC should be the same number as the adjustment to FIC. Scheduled principal and the total principal amounts should also be 0. Lastly, the closing security RPB should equal the opening security RPB. Okay, and you may ask, how do I know when to report a loan that does not amortize until 2 months or more after the pool issuance? Well, the answer is refer to the mortgage note. You will refer to the note for the first payment date of principal and interest. The first payment of P&I would be at least 2 months greater than the pool issue date, and also keep in mind the first payment date should agree to the first payment date reported on the 11706 in MF PDM. So for a CL or CS loan, construction loan draws are entered on the Edit Construction screen in the Principal Draw field. The construction loan draw should be entered as a positive whole number. You will not enter cents in this Principal Draw field. To find the draw amount, review e-notification for the daily transfers sheets formatted draw notification. Also, there may be someone from your secondary marketing or your capital markets team that provides you with your draw information or the loan draw information. Once you enter the construction draw amount on the loan, navigate to the pool screen, save and summarize the pool, and ensure the draw amount carries over correctly. Liquidations are reported on both loan and pool records. Displayed here is an edit project loan that's been liquidated. You'll notice liquidate loan appears in red in the upper left-hand corner. On the pool record, the liquidation in full FIC and the liquidation balance both carry over to the loan record once the pool is saved and summarized. The red boxes show the liquidation in full FIC and the liquidations field. Interest rate reductions, also known as IRRs, should have a liquidation removal reason code of 6 other. In order to process a code 6 other, issuers must receive written permission from Ginnie Mae prior to removal. You may ask, are interest rate reductions, IRRs, like modifications? The answer is yes. IRRs are exactly like modifications. Okay, so here we have our first polling question. Please post the first polling question. Okay, so when do you summarize a loan record? And this is a trick question. When do you summarize a loan record? A loan record. Okay, well, the answer is C. It's a trick question. You will save and summarize on the pool record. So you will save on the loan record and save and summarize on the pool record. Okay, next question, please. Okay, which screen can you locate bank account information? Okay. Thank you for the participation. Okay, the correct answer is A. You may locate bank account information on the pool activity screen. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Let's see, which records are required each month? Which records are required each month? You're required to report data on which records each month? Great. Okay. Thank you again for the participation. The answer is C. You are required to report pool and loan record data each month. Okay, you may end the poll, and I will now turn it over to Debbie for our next activity.
All right, thank you. We will analyze the exception feedback download file as a group today. When you're working your exception feedback, Appendix 619 defines the exceptions feedback severity level, exception code, and exception message. All of the Ginnie Mae Issuer Support Team keeps a printed copy of Appendix 619 on our desk to assist us with answering issuer questions regarding exceptions. This is intended to be a group discussion. The more people that participate, the better the discussion will be. So feel free to unmute your microphone to speak or provide comments in the chat box. Row 1 displays the column headings. You have the ability to sort the exception download list based on your needs. This list is saved by severity code. Both the code and the field name identifies whether it is a pool or loan exception. This example is downloaded on the first business day and only one file has been submitted. The first question to the group is, which alerts need to be addressed first?
Error.
All right, getting some good answers in the chat. All right. And the first one's the RFS 111 pool not reported and RFS 204 loan not reported should be addressed first. The reason is 100% of pool and loan data is required to be reported by the deadline of 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the second business day. Second, work the other error and critical alerts prior to the fourth business day, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Third, work the remaining high, medium, and low alerts prior to the 10th business day, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, we're going to combine question 2 and 3. How would you clear critical alerts, and what are the steps involved in addressing each alert? All right, I see some people are typing in the chat box. This is good. I will often look at the pool and loan record screens for each pool and clear any ribbons at the top. Review the type of critical alert and go through each pool or loan. Correct loan level exceptions, save, go to pool records, save, and summarize. Amen there. Looks like we got one more coming in here. Review loan critical alert and correct data. As each loan alert is clear, save and sum, then review the pool for existing or new alerts. That is important. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a critical, high, or low alerts, or the alerts are cleared by the following same process. Determine if the outstanding alert is for the pool or loan record. Review the pool or loan record in RFS and read the exception message. Compare data reported in RFS to data on your internal servicing system or your reports. Determine the correct value that should be reported and update RFS with correct information. Continue to work your pool and loan exceptions until they are cleared. And like many have stated and we've said, do not forget to save and summarize the pool record whenever any loan or pool has been updated. And not all exceptions may clear each month. All right, fantastic. And if anyone has a question, please unmute yourself and ask your question or type it in the chat box. We are all here to help, and we got several of us on the line, so somebody's going to have some really good input to help. And it looks like you all have done fantastic today, so it's good to know you guys have a pretty good handle on stuff. We are always here to help, always available, so please feel free to reach out. Right, if no questions, then we hope you join us Friday for the next session where we'll cover additional reporting requirements and cash and recons. And thank you so much for your attendance and attention today. At the beginning of session 3, we're going to ask you again to provide the most important topic that stood out to you from today's session and for any unresolved questions. So you'll have a chance to think about it. I will now turn it over for survey questions. And again, thank you guys.